Hey everyone, I hope everyone is doing well. The purpose of this video is to introduce myself, Jim, as well as to talk about some of my ideas that I'm using to influence the direction of the gym to help shape what me and Jake think will be the perfect mix of my ideas and his ideas. Because if it was just me, it would only attract a certain audience, and if it was just him, it would attract a certain audience. And we want to kind of create a space that is conducive to training of all types, that focuses on performance, but also allows you, if you want to do more bodybuilding stuff, you have that equipment, you have that ability. If you want to do weightlifting stuff, you have that space, you have that ability, you have the equipment, etc., etc. So me personally, I do Olympic weightlifting right now. I've done powerlifting in the past, and essentially I focus on all things building strength and performance. I never really focused on building muscle or anything like that. More so now because I realize that it can actually be beneficial towards my athletic performance. But growing up, I was always really self-conscious about how I looked. So I poured all my energy into athletic performance, and that's always been my driving factor. And more so then than now, I was self-conscious, and still to an extent now, but much less than I was when I was a kid. But when I focus on athletic performance now, it's not so much trying to not focus on aesthetics or anything like that, but it's more of the tangible results that I get from the athletic performance. If I squat 400 pounds and I squat 410 pounds, I have objectively gained 10 pounds of strength on my squat. Whatever lift and example you want to use, that's what I enjoy seeing, is that kind of progression of the lifts, of getting stronger, of seeing all that. The side effects of building muscle and seeing changes in that, those are, to me, side effects. And that has really driven me to make the suggestions that I have made for how we are planning to do the things in the gym. Now, for me, since I do weightlifting, I gotta have weightlifting platforms, gotta have that open space in order to be able to do clean, jerk, snatch, and all the accessories that go along with it. Because it's imperative. If you're in a cramped area where people are walking by and stuff, it's dangerous for other people. It's very distracting. Just had a day yesterday where I'm trying to do a hang snatch at a very heavy weight for myself, and I had people walking around, and I'm trying to focus on what I'm doing because I'm very bad at the snatch right now. And I'm also trying not to hit people because I'm not a complete horrible person where I'll just flail the bar around and hit people. And it wasn't as if I'm terrible at the mechanics where the bar might shoot off in a random direction at someone, but when you're walking within a foot of the bar, I just don't trust myself or them to be aware of me flipping the bar around. I just don't want to hit people. I want to create that space to prevent that sort of thing from happening, so you can just focus on doing the snatch, of doing the clean jerk, of doing a snatch pull, or whatever variation that you're doing. And also create those spaces for the squat, bench, and deadlift, where you're not worried about someone just cutting you off and hopping over your bar, or doing weird things like that. So creating that space where you have the ability to do those specific lifts in those specific areas. But within those areas, what I like to see, or what I would like to see, are things like nice plates, nice bars, things that will lift the bar if you're doing deadlifts, a deadlift jack so you are able to get the weights on and off easier, different kinds of bars. Initially, I don't think we're going to focus on getting a huge amount of specialty bars, but I definitely want to have a couple of the different ones, some that are more for weightlifting, some that are more for powerlifting. And that's really where my focus has been within the planning process, because I'm really trusting Jake to know the kinds of dumbbells and the machines and different things on that end to get, because he does more of the bodybuilding things, so he'll use more of those implements a lot more than what I'll use. I want to focus on the performance aspect, and with both of our heads put together the work, I think that we'll be able to have a nice balance of, all right, there's the weightlifting space, but then here's a leg press, and have that balance where if someone wants to come in and say they only do powerlifting, but they also do power building, they want to do a little bit of bodybuilding as well, they have that ability to do it there. And they have a space to where if they want to push themselves, they don't have any limiting factors such as, well, I don't have a leg curl machine, so it's not like I can sit there and work on my leg curls. Well, these bars suck. I can't do a snatch on these bars because they're bent and there's no knurling, or the knurling's too aggressive, or something like that. I want the space to be there to where the only thing that's going to limit someone from progressing is themselves, and hopefully that isn't a thing, but I don't want the equipment to be the limiting factor. And for a selfish reason, I want that space because I know I would like those things, but I also think that there are other people that search for those kind of gyms that either find a place that's a bit too commercial to where there's too many people going around and there's not enough space, or they don't have good bars even if they can do the movements that they want, they don't have all the implements that they need. Or they have the opposite end where it's this perfect place, but it's like $500 a month or $150 a month or some ridiculous amount per month, and they can't afford that. You know, if it's some big CrossFit place, they can't afford to pay $100, whatever that place is, or a weightlifting place that's super expensive. It's something that's going to create people where they can come in, get their work done, and work to be at an elite level at however you define that. But with all that being said, this is my first video that I'm creating on the channel. I know Jake is going to do a very similar video with his thoughts on his specific opinions about these different things. And obviously he's more on the bodybuilding side, so his thoughts will be a bit different than mine. But hopefully you will all join us for our journey in our planning and implementation of our gym plan as we move forward with that. With all that being said, I hope you all have a great day. Peace.